Alright, welcome back everyone. I'm Niz, and we're continuing with Group C of the Dota 2 Canada Cup. We've already saw this match of the night between Not Today and Complexity, and frankly,
10 seconds remaining.
it was a little bit of a one-sided affair. Complexity kind of walked all over Not Today.
Remaining.
But now Not Today are going to have a good match for them to be
Reserve
able to
time.
rebound and bounce back and get themselves back in this tournament. They're going to be going up against Rebeldes, who is a team that made their way into Group C through the qualifiers. So not only is this a good game for Not Today to bounce back after a pretty crushing and demoralizing loss, but it's going to be an even better opportunity for Rebeldes to prove themselves. As I was just saying in chat with Espresso Shot.
Radiant team pick.
As Rebeldes, they, like I said, they worked their way through the qualifiers. And they knocked off some pretty decent
Radiant
teams. They
team
2-1'd
back.
Lampo Syndrome. Then they 2-1'd Heroes of the Dorm, which was a pretty stacked team. A lot of pretty big
Dire
names
team
in the
back.
North American scene when you consider like who's playing in NEL and that's not on another team already in this tournament. So knocked them off, and then in their final match they 2-0'd Codex, and I've never known how to pronounce
10
this. It's
seconds remaining.
Gigas. Is that Gigas or
5
Gigas?
seconds
I'm
remaining.
not sure, but either way they 2-0'd them, and that's how they found themselves into Group
Reserve
C this
time.
time around. Of course, we go back to last Dota 2 Canada Cup, and unfortunately, they didn't make their way through the qualifiers. They lost 2-1 in their final match to Ape Zone, which of course we've seen quite a bit on this stream before. We're not going to see them in the Dota 2 Canada Cup this time around, but they're friends of the stream. And,
Radiant team ban.
well, that's who they lost to last time around. So it'll be interesting to see what Rebeldes has planned this time around, as they've made it a step
Dire
further than they
team
did
ban.
last time. So it's always good to see teams progressing. I think Rebeldes is... I think it's like a Brazilian equivalent of like Degrassi, like the TV show. I think it's a type of show like that. So that's at least where they get their
Dire
team
team
name
pick.
from. But holy moly, we're quite a bit in this draft. Let's catch up real quick. For Not Today, we've got Chen, Sniper, Shadow Demon, and Phoenix getting banned out.
Radiant
Rebeldes
team
banned out
pick.
Zeus, Troll, Axe, and Batrider. Not Today, electing to go with the Wisp one more time. This time they're going to pair it up with the Tiny and now an Earthshaker. Rebeldes going with the Lina and Storm Spirit, two pretty current meta picks. So it'll be interesting to see how they're able to get some pickoffs. It does kind of reveal a little bit about their strategy potentially, as Storm Spirit traditionally
Dire
run in the
team
mid lane. Of course, Lina, the flexibility of potentially running in the mid lane or being run as a support. There is the off chance that they're trying to fool everyone and they're saying, you know what, we're actually going to put Lina mid and run Storm Spirit in safe lane, and we haven't picked our second support yet. We saw them pick their first, or what's pretty much guaranteed to be their first support with the Rubik. Rubik, I wouldn't say is the best hero
10
overall
seconds remaining.
to go against Wisp. It does give you a little
5
bit, like his
seconds remaining.
third ability does give you a little bit of magic resistance, which is good against the Tiny
Reserve time.
stun toss combo. But it doesn't really give you that kind of long range stun or disable, kind of like an Earthshaker would, which helps save people from relocates. We're going to see Not Today add Lion
Radiant team pick.
to their side, and this is interesting. We've got Wisp, Earthshaker, and Lion, and well, that's 3 traditional supports. But actually, Earthshaker's been getting run quite a bit in the off lane, and not with someone. He's just been basically running solo in the off lane, and it's actually been getting played and experimented with quite a bit by some Chinese teams, some Chinese pro teams. So it'll be interesting to see how Not
10
Today is going to
seconds remaining.
manage to run that Earthshaker.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm also interested to see what Rebeldes is going to go with here. I think
Reserve
a hero
time.
like a Centaur would be quite good here. Of course, Stampede allows your allies to get away from relocates and just run away from it really quick. I also think he's going to be a nice tanky hero that's going to be able to stay in lane and do okay against what Not Today has coming out for them. Traditionally, Wisp not really run in the tri-lane. He's a lot more favored in kind of like maybe dual mid lineup, or even like a 2-1-2 setup. But they're not going to go at the Centaur. It's going to be a Tidehunter instead. But it's also a strong pick against the Wisp. It allows you to jump on in with Ravage and get that big AoE CC off and preventing that kind of engage that would be coming out from a Wisp relocate.
Radiant team ban.
Jug was the final ban for Not Today. And now Rebeldes will look to remove their final hero, I should say. So, as our lanes stand right now, assuming Rebeldes isn't hiding anything, we can assume Storm Spirit's going to be in the mid lane. We have Lina and Rubik as the two supports, and Tidehunter's going to be in the off lane. Not Today's pretty convinced by that as well. They banned out the Juggernaut, so it is Rebeldes just looking for a safe laner, a carry, to add to their roster. And it's got to be one that's going to be able to fight, I'd say, in the mid game, because that looks like when Not Today is really going to try to start applying the pressure. We'll have to see who they're going to go with, and it's interesting. Rebeldes actually banning out the Bristleback. That would that's another hero that synergizes quite well with the Wisp that Not Today could elect to go with. I'm not sure how they would have laned that. I mean, I guess they could have. They could have gone Wisp Tiny in the mid lane, Earthshaker off lane, and then Bristleback Lion safe lane, which would do quite well against the Tidehunter. That was actually a good ban. That's something I actually didn't notice. That was a really good recognition there coming up from Rebeldes. Huh. Now, Not Today, with their roster, I'm guessing it is going to be that Wisp Tiny mid lane, Earthshaker off lane, and then Lion and another safe laner. But this will be interesting to see what they're going to pick here. Are they going to go with something that can be active in that mid game and really put the pressure on and really commit to that timing, or are they going to go and take a more late game carry and to say, you know what, we can create a lot of space. We feel comfortable. We feel like we're the better players. We feel like we're the better team. We can just go later on in this game. We're going to make better decisions and we'll just outplay them and just put ourselves in a guaranteed position going late. And, well, it's not going to be that at all. It's going to be an Invoker, and this is one of Smash's signature heroes. So, looks like we're going to have Wisp Tiny in the safe lane, Earthshaker off lane, Invoker mid, and Lion safe lane as well. What they could do, this is actually interesting, what they could do is run Tiny and Lion safe lane and put the Wisp with the Earthshaker in the off lane. That'll allow Earthshaker to get a little bit more, I guess.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how Not Today chooses to run these lanes, but
Reserve time.
Certainly an interesting draft, and certainly a draft that you don't see all too often. We don't see Invoker getting picked very often to begin with, but when you've got Smash on your side, and with him being so proficient with that hero, it's not surprising to see it get picked up here. Rebeldes will go with Morphling. Safe lane Morphling is going to come out from them. Interesting. It's a hero that's going to be very tanky. It's not going to get bursted down by the Tiny. It's not going to get bursted down by any kind of combos coming out from the Invoker. Huh. Not Today could have a really tough time bringing down that Morphling. There is the off chance that Smash goes for kind of like a more Quas Wex build and then burns all the mana off of the Morphling so he's not able to morph. Weird. There is another opportunity where they could potentially run the Lina as a core. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. But we'll introduce the teams here as we got Rebeldes on the Radiant side. They made their way into the group through the qualifiers, now looking to prove themselves against Not Today, a team that's kind of struggling a little bit based on their performance in Game 1. But XX will be playing the Rubik for Rebeldes. C4T, or I believe Cat is what his name is referred to, will be on the Lina. Old K will be playing the Storm Spirit. Wait and Bleed will be on the Tidehunter. And HFN, a player who was playing with Pain Gaming, and he was kind of replaced in the games that we saw from Pain. And I wasn't sure if HFN was still on their roster or not. It looks like he has been playing for Rebeldes, and well, I guess I missed that. But he'll be on the Morphling. Not today. Once again, taking a very aggressive
30 seconds
position into the jungle here. As, well, we saw it not really work out for them in Game 1. They're not going to be able to get an engage here and start with First Blood, which they actually didn't start with last time around. They actually ended up losing 3 heroes by doing this. They did get 1 kill, but it wasn't First Blood. And then they just kind of started off on the wrong foot. But for Not Today, we're going to have Van playing the Earthshaker. Smash on his signature Invoker.
Begins.
Nate River is going to be playing the Wisp. We saw him play it last game. Just the Way is going to be on the Tiny, and OK is going to be on the Lion. No boots first for anyone on the Dire side, and that's unfortunately what kind of happens when you've got a Wisp on your side. That means OK has to buy a lot more of the support items because the Wisp is basically trying to save a bunch of his items, or a bunch of his gold to get that bottle as we see it delivering right now. So Lion has to buy more support items than he'd typically like, and that means sacrificing those boots. As Lion typically played a lot more in the 4 role than the 5, in terms of starting items and stuff like that. But our lanes are going to be a little bit different than I predicted, and these are possibly better for Not Today. So recognizing the situation better than I did, and I guess that's why these guys are playing right now and I'm casting. But we've got Invoker and Lion going up against the Tidehunter in the top lane. As OK is going to wrap around behind and get some damage on Wait and Bleed. But it's a Tidehunter. It's pretty damn tanky at this point in the game, so he'll be okay. Storm Spirit's going to be in the mid lane up against that very difficult dual lane of the Wisp Tiny. But nice rotation here coming up from the Rubik. Will get them First Blood. Terrific rotation there. As Rubik comes in with the lift. I don't think he's actually going to be staying mid, as he's actually going to make his way back down to the bottom lane, where he'll join up with the Lina and the Morphling to go up against his offlane Earthshaker. Once again, OK, wrapping around behind, getting more damage on Wait and Bleed. Trying to punish him for being so aggressive, so far pushed up in the lane, but it's very difficult to be able to push that Tidehunter back. He started with 2 sets of tangos. He doesn't have a Ring of Protection or Stout Shield, so he's not actually mitigating as much damage as you typically would see on a Tidehunter that hasn't gone for bottle, or hasn't gone for boots first. Okay, Old K getting initiated on here. Oh, Just the Way isn't able to get in front of him to get the body block off, but the Sunstrike comes out from Smash, and that's going to allow them to get the kill. The kill goes the way of Just the Way, but Cat rotating in from the bottom lane has picked up a haste rune, and he not only gets the kill onto Just the Way, but also on Nate River. And oh boy, it's a disaster for Not Today again. As this is exactly how well, not exactly in terms of the plays that happened, but the kills total. They're starting off 3-1 deficit right now. No. But they do have Smash on Invoker, and he's done some pretty crazy things on that hero in the past. There's been, if you think back a little bit, there's been some incredible matchups between him and Arteezy, with him playing that Invoker. And a lot of people like to make that comparison between the two. Is Smash kind of the hero of South America? I definitely believe he is by far the best player to come out of South America. He's just phenomenal with his play most of the time. Didn't really see him have a huge impact in Game 1. Well, like I said, with Invoker being one of his signature heroes, look for that to change this game. He's okay, taking quite a bit of damage here. He was removing all the mana off of that Tidehunter. And oh, one more auto attack here. Oh, the bait was so good. And he just completely baited the Tidehunter in. Great plays there coming out from OK. Holy moly. That bait. That's one of those baits where he's just like, this guy's feeding. Like, what is this guy doing? He has no idea what's going on. I can't believe this is working. And he just kept baiting him in, baiting him in, baiting him in. Nate River making that rotation in, coming in with the tether, keeping the Lion alive, and perfect execution there. coming out from Not Today. So they narrow the gap a little bit, but they did lose another hero while that was going on. So in the end, they're still down 2 hero kills. But I think overall they're putting themselves in a better
Dire's
position.
bottom tower is under attack.
Van kind of struggling in this bottom lane. So I see a little bit of lag coming out there. I think they may have chosen to go on not on USE servers. Of course, if both teams agree, they can do that. Here we go. Stun combo coming out on Old K. Nate Rivers latched on, but unfortunately latched onto the catapult, not onto the Tiny. They will get the kill on the Storm, but it will cost them their whisk. Question is, will they be able to get the Rubik? They won't. Oh, Cat almost coming in, getting another kill onto the Tiny, but not being able to follow it up there. Van now throws out the fissure. Now with OK here, they'll land the Earth Spike, and they'll dive past the tower. That's a dead Lena. Will they be able to get out past the tower? They will. OK gets hit by the tower, but one more attack was required, and then Nate River coming in with the tether means they... the Lion will be fine. Oh, the bait once again. OK, holy moly. Unfortunately, he gets caught out this time by the Storm Spirit. But OK, just master of the baits tonight. His Old K is gonna look to get a double here. Great play there from the Storm Spirit, punishing Not Today for sticking around a little bit too long. So the bait was terrific coming out from OK, but it kind of ended up putting his team in a bad position as they ended up staying a little bit too long as a result. Now the TPs return to the mid lane as we see damage getting exchanged once again. Cat had just placed an observer ward up here on the high ground. That's going to help Old K to play a little bit more safe in the mid lane. But there is a dire side observer ward as well, giving them vision up on the high ground. Old K now just picking up an invis rune. We'll look to open up here onto the Tiny. Oh, he has found OK instead. Well, now he's made his way back up into the jungle, so looking for stacks. Will he go on anyone?
Money to burn.
I'm not sure who he's looking for in the jungle. I don't know, he's gonna... Oh, he's gonna find OK here. Yeah, now he's going to be able to single him off by himself here, as OK is going to wait to stack this camp, and he's going to go on him right now. Needs to jump to make sure he doesn't get caught by the Earth Spike, but good job by OK there to lead with the Hex. As OK gets incredibly low, but Nate River once again with the tether, and now Old K's committed way too hard for this, just away with the toss. We'll get the kill. And it seems like Not Today is just kind of playing with them. The little plays here or there, it just seems like they're just outplaying them. But they do still find themselves behind 3 hero kills. I'm just going to have to mute my mic for a second. I've been on the verge of sneezing for the last minute. So I'm going to mute here for a second, but I'll be right back with you guys.
Well done, but not well enough.
So sorry about that, guys. Missed a kill in the mid lane as we saw the Tiny go down to the Rubik, but looks like Old K had a hand in that as well. Oh, okay, good. I didn't think one of my settings would work for switching to direct camera. I should have just done that. But we will lose HFN in the bottom lane. That's a quite significant kill for Not Today. They're still behind three of those kills, but got a kill on that solo farming Morphling, who is our top farmer in the game at 51 and 19. But smash on the Invoker, keeping up with them, 48 and 16, only behind a few CS. Mid lane is going slightly Tiny's way. That's 39 and 5 for him versus the 30 and 0. Not a single deny for the Storm Spirit. It's quite surprising. Offlaner battles clearly going the way of the Tidehunter. 26 and 3 for him versus the Earthshaker that's only managed 12 and 0. Zvan looks to push out of the base again. But life is hard for an Earthshaker in the offlane. And it's all about just getting those levels under your belt. Earthshaker, one of those heroes that actually scales quite well and is quite level dependent, even though you see him roaming around early on in the game and falling behind in levels. When you get a little bit more levels under your belt, oh my goodness. When you get a few levels under your belt, he's a lot more effective. But Old K going to bottle up the bounty rune there, and he was apparently low enough HP for Van just to walk in, throw down a fissure, and get the kill. That was definitely not how the Storm envisioned that going. As we're going to see another fissure. This time it's going to catch out on Cat, followed up by the Earth Spike. Sunstrike was coming in. OK just used the finger to get the kill instead. Now HFN has been hexed up, but they will get the return kill there onto the Lion. Rubik managing to steal Hex there, so it'll add another disable to his arsenal. Is this Rubik sitting on level 8? That's huge. Compare him to the other supports in the game. We've got, you know, the Lena, level 5. Wisp just now hitting level 6. Like, just. So relocate available to him. And then Lion at level 7. This Rubik, he's been pretty damn efficient with his XP thus far. As for our net worth, it's pretty close, but the top two do belong to not today, but not by much. They're only about 200 or 300 ahead of their counterparts on the side of Rebeldes, but those are the Morphling and the Storm. Offlaners, I spoke of the difference in the CS, but you take a look at the net worth, and they're pretty much locked dead even. As we're going to see, relocate, pop on to the mid lane. Nate River actually not even coming in with anyone, but everyone kind of responding to it from Rebeldes, and now we're going to see them try to re-engage here. Just the way gets lifted by the Rubik, but nice avalanche is going to come out from him, stun up all the heroes that were attempting to go on him. But that'll actually allow Rubik to then steal avalanche, so he has access to a different type of CC and disable now, and probably one that's going to work a little bit better for him. On the back of that, they will smoke up. They smoked up as 4, but Lena's actually just going to go and reveal herself in the mid lane. And the 3 that are smoked are going to make their way to the top, try to put some pressure on Smash, and they're just going to run right past the creep wave. Smash has to know that something's going on here because they're not defending top, but he's playing a little bit greedy. He's going to get caught out in the jungle here, and I think we're going to see him take a fall. Indeed we will. Nice rotation there coming up from Rebeldes as they drop Smash. OK was kind of close, but not close enough to help out Smash there. They didn't have relocate available either to pop up there with the IO. How's Van doing towards his Blink Dagger? Still just 1100 gold, so it's a little ways out, but I want to go back to a little bit about how I was talking about XP being very valuable on the Earthshaker. One of the issues that you see with an Earthshaker, especially when he's run as support and the kind of build that we're seeing this Earthshaker go with, and a lot of Earthshakers go with this, is it'll actually max fissure early on. And what that does is it'll actually makes your fissure hit harder, so you deal more damage with it, and you can use it more as a nuke. But the mana costs also increase, so Earthshaker ends up with mana issues, but the fissure duration doesn't change. It's still 8 seconds that it's going to be laying there on the ground blocking the path, and that's mainly what's going to get you the kill most times. What that means is if you're going a 4-1-1 build, is that you're not having the points in Aftershock, so your Echo Slam is very, very weak. It means it has very little value, and it kind of does align with when you're getting your Blink timing, or Blink Dagger around level 10. As we're seeing the Earthshakers on pace for that as well this game. And, you know, prior to that moment, you just don't have those points in Aftershock to really use the Echo Slam as soon as it is available to you. Although we did see him actually use it, and it allowed them to get a kill on HFN earlier on. But the other way of skilling this is actually going a 1-1 and then max Aftershock kind of build. And you have more mana to play with because Fissure's cheaper. Fissure's not doing as much damage, but your Echo Slam is very, very devastating once you hit 6 and 7.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But when you've got a little bit more XP under your belt on the Earthshaker than you would typically as a support, that means you're going to have access to both those fairly early on into the game. It's not going to seem like that drastic of a difference right now because, I mean, he's 4-1-3 right now. He basically has both of them almost maxed 15 minutes into the game. But when he's playing a support, he's not going to be anywhere near the level that he is right now. As we're going to see a smoke rotation come in from Rebeldes as they look to put some pressure in the top lane. They've got all 5 heroes here. They have vision of, okay, because of the static remnant. Good gank by them, cleaning up the Lion.
That should make you feel right at home.
And although that does seem like a good position to put yourself in, upon reflection, not the best decision going up against a Storm Spirit as they spotted him out there, and that allowed them to get the kill. Smash just jumped away, so he wasn't going to stick around in that top lane. This will allow Rebeldes to take the tier 1 tower if they choose to. But they're TPing 1 to the mid lane to defend here, and we actually had Smash and Van coming up here to defend, and Van's just going to jump in with that Blink Dagger, getting them the kill onto Old K. That Echo Slam coming out there, allowing that to happen. Smash actually was the one with the last hit. We had another TP coming in from OK. They'll deny the tier 1 tower, and they don't get the trade, but they definitely get the kill on a high value target with the Storm Spirit, so they'll definitely take that. However, Rebeldes, they're not backing away. They're putting more pressure on this mid tier 1 and getting quite a bit of damage in. Will they actually stick around for it? Apparently, the Morphling's committed. Oh, the glyph's coming out. Maybe they stay too long. This was not a guaranteed tower kill. They had to know the glyph was about to come out. Another tower gets denied by Not Today. In the meantime, Smash claiming the top tier 1 tower. So overall, Not Today getting more value out of those trades. They got deny on 2 of their tier 1 towers. They claim a tier 1 tower and get a kill. Net difference is definitely Not Today favored. Let's actually take a look at where we stand in terms of that. Well, it's actually been Rebeldes most of the games. Not by a significant portion, but it has been Rebeldes nonetheless. As we see Not Today just now pulling out ahead about 1,000 gold going their way, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit more than that as the graph is doing funky things, but no, it's just 1,100. XP. Still Rebeldes favored, but pretty damn close to 0. We might see that shift a little bit here as an ancient stack gets cleaned up. Okay, interesting build. He's actually picked up 2 boots, or two boots, 2 bracers to go with his boots. So tanking up a little bit on that Lion. This is a really old kind of way of playing Dota back in Dota 1. Supports used to pick up like double bracers and stuff like that, giving them a little bit more HP to play with. But it will allow him to tank up here, which could be quite valuable against a Storm Spirit. And certainly against Alina as well. It's going to give him a little bit more HP to play with. But it does set him back from potentially getting that Blink Dagger. Well, he'll venture into the jungle with Van, as he's got 2 Observer Wards. Going to look to place those up. He even has another 2 in his stash. So they have a lot of wards available to them. Relocate will bring the Tiny on in. And they're going to look to go for a kill on HFN or Cat, as they're going to get it on Cat, but oh my goodness, huge Ravage coming out from Wait and Bleed. It'll catch 2. Van lays down the Echo Slam, and this looks still like it's going to be Not Today favored, as they're going to get the kill not only on the Tidehunter, but the Morphling and the Storm. It's just completely falling apart for Rebeldes. The Rubik goes down as well. It's a 5-man team wipe. They will lose the Tiny at the very end of that. No one will actually get the XP for it because they're all dead. But holy moly, that team fight for Not Today, very one-sided. 2,500 gold goes their way, almost 2,600 gold. And they're going to take a tier 1 tower on the back of it as well. Wow. This seems like the complete opposite of what we saw last game. As, Not Today was getting run over by Complexity. And now it's Not Today kind of running over Rebeldes. Even though we're still 15-15. It just seems very one-sided. It's weird. It's very, very weird. Not Today looking like they're just outplaying Rebeldes, but it's weird. It's very weird. That we're still locked at 15-15. You see in chat there, they're just saying that the Invoker's going ham, and I said it's a signature hero for Smash. He's 3-1-4 right now. He's been farming up like a beast. Has the Hand of Midas. Also, just recently finished the Necro 3. And they're going to really look to put some pressure on, start dropping these towers. They've got the Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker. They just picked up... oh, sorry, they're getting close to picking up the Blink Dagger on the Lion. Now they're going to smoke up and hop into Roche Pit. They got an Urn Bottle on the Wisp. Tiny's got his eggs as well, and a Mithril Hammer, so probably going for a BKB. And definitely, with his BKB timing, with this Aegis, and potentially with a Blink Dagger coming out from the Lion, they're going to hit a timing that is going to be very, very strong. But Rebeldes, they're looking a little bit strong too, as their Rubik just picked up a Blink Dagger here. Lena falling behind a little bit more. Okay, scouting everyone out here. Oh no, he's committed here. Oh, Van's going to jump in with the Echo. And no, he hasn't gone too early. I was completely wrong in assessing that situation. A Smash is actually going to get both the kills on both the Lena and the Rubik. Old K taking a bunch of damage. He will be able to get away though, as I don't think Van will be able to catch. He does have Blink, but Blink Soul Ring I don't think is going to get him the kill. The Tier 1 tower will finally go down in favor of Not Today, but they're not going to stop there. They're going to keep pushing to the Tier 2. Rebeldes, they need something to go right for him here. As they do still have Ravage available to them. Blink's up as well. What does the Morphling have? He's going for Lincoln's. Almost has that complete. Ultimate Orb in his stash. Just needs the recipe. Perseverance on his person. Storm going for a Bloodstone. Still needs a little bit for that. And we're going to have a pause here. A little bit of lag getting felt by the players on Rebeldes. I've been noticing a little bit of delay as well watching the game. I'm not sure if that's because the Steam servers and the Dota 2 servers have been lagging and having some issues tonight, or that could be a result of both teams maybe agreeing to play on a non-USE server, which is possible. If both teams agree, they can do that. As I am seeing a little bit of lag here and there, and I'm sure you guys are seeing it as well because you're seeing what I'm seeing. But either way, we're gonna resume here. So clearly the lag has cleared up. The Tier 2 will go down, and Not Today will actually just back away, go and farm up. The bottom lane was pushing pretty hard, so Smash will not only come back and defend, but also get some good use out of that Midas. You got to min-max if you're using that Midas. You can't. Map objectives don't matter when your Midas is off cooldown. Of course, I'm just joking. But it's kind of a running joke in Dota. As the BKB gets finished on the Tiny, and Nate Rivers going to come into the shop here and buy something. HFN, so close to being spotted out there. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how he got spotted out there. Or how he didn't get spotted out there. Lag again. Lincoln's flies in to HFN and delivers that. 2750 gold on the Earthshaker. Holy moly. That's a lot of gold. So where's oh, there's the Lion. I completely missed him on the map. Okay. 2300s. He's actually going to pop on to the side shop here and pick up his Blink Dagger in just a second, I imagine. And like I said, they're definitely hitting a pretty strong timing here. And they still have that Aegis available to them, so expect them to not only push this Tier 2, but try and force a fight. And then continue to try and push uphill, but they're actually going to back away. They're not actually going to commit to that top push. Maybe afraid of the Ravage? I don't know. Maybe they're... Oh, no, they're drawing on the map. They're going to be coming in from the side here, so Not Today will look to engage here. Smash is a little bit far from the team, so they need to make sure they don't go in too early here. And Smash is buying something. It's going to be an Ultimate Orb into TP. Ultimate Orb, I guess, going towards Sheepstick. Is Not Today just steps right up on the tower, completely taking control of this space, and Rebeldes smartly
top tower is under
just back away. They said, we're not going to fight here. You want to fight us? You're going to fight us trying to fight uphill. Put ourselves in a more favorable position. And looks like Not Today says, you know what? We're fine. We'll come fight you.
Tower is under attack.
And now it's going to be up to Rebeldes to do what they can to defend their Tier 3 here, as it's taking a lot of damage. In fact, it's going to go down if they don't go soon. And in fact, it will go down. The Storm's going to jump in, deal a little bit of damage to the Tiny, but that's not really that significant. HFN just pushing in the mid lane. And they're just going to lose their racks. They're not going to go here.
Radiant's
TP's going to
top
come in
barracks
from the
has
Lena.
fallen.
Will they go on her? They will. That was an interesting TP location as she's just going to get picked off. The Ravage will come out. We'll stun up too, the Tiny and the Earthshaker, but we're just going to lose the Tide in a second here. The Lion will go down. Actually, Tide. Okay, there we go. He'll go down. Echo Slam coming out from Van, stunning up the Morphling as the racks go down.
Radiant's bottom tower
And oh,
is
we might
under
lose the
attack.
Tiny. Never mind. Magic Stick's a pretty good item to keep you to keep that HP pool up in those dire situations. As he's just going to re-engage with an Avalanche and a Toss onto the Tiny. Sunstrike will get the kill. Never mind. Yes, it will actually. A Smash did get the kill. The lag there having its effect. Van delivering a Dagon here as they realize they're way out ahead and they're just looking to finish here by continually getting pickoffs. Cat's going to go down one more time. As now just the way he's smacking away at this tier 3 with the giant tree that he seemingly pulled out of nowhere when the Egg
Radiant's middle
Scepter
tower
got
is
completed
under
on him. As tier 3 about to fall here. Storm jumps in one more time, dealing a little bit of damage. As
Radiant's middle
he
tower
jumped
has
way past
fallen.
everyone, doing the TP, the Storm TP thing, where you just come flying in from afar, and while you're channeling the TP, dealing damage and not having to worry
Radiant's
about
middle
getting caught out.
barracks has fallen.
Range racks goes down. Now the melee racks will fall as well. So it's 2 sets of racks.
Radiant's middle barracks
Going down.
are under attack.
And GG will just get called there. Yeah, Rebeldes
Radiant's middle
had no
barracks
way
has fallen.
of stopping Not Today. As Not Today breezes to an easy victory
Dire
against
victory.
Rebeldes. So now they find themselves 1-1 so far in the group. And they'll play in our final match, in their final match of the group. But our final match of the night as well. Coming up at 8:30 Eastern. So another half an hour. As this one was a pretty quick affair, just 24 minutes. But they'll be going up against eHug. And we get to see the first game from eHug. And that'll be it for Not Today. In the group stage. And they just have that one game to kind of cement their place in this group. Hoping to go to give themselves a 2-1 record. Put themselves in a decent position to move forward. But of course, if they lose that game, they'd be 1-2 and kind of on the outside hoping for a miracle. But like I said, that game's going to be starting at 8:30, so about 35 minutes from now. So if you didn't grab a drink and a snack earlier, now's the time to do so. But before you do that, make sure you hit me up with a follow on twitch.tv/NizCast. On my Twitter at NizCast. I completely forgot to tweet before this game. I actually prepared the tweet, I just didn't hit enter. It's a disaster. But most of the time I tweet, so I'll let you know what I'm casting. Besides that, I also will be uploading the VODs from all the casts onto my YouTube channel at youtube.com/NizCast. Besides that, make sure you follow the official stream for the Dota 2 Canada Cup at twitch.tv/Dota 2 Canada Cup, and also buy the in-game ticket. It's $8.99 American, and 12.5% of that will go towards increasing the prize pool, which is at $11,439 right now. So we want to see that increase to hopefully $12,000. Still have a little ways to go, but I think we can definitely reach that. Besides that, with the ticket, you also get access to a really sweet Sven set. So definitely check that out and consider buying it. As you also get access to the in-game, to watch the games in-game as well, if you want to, and have access to the replays. And by doing so, you of course have the chance of getting those drops. I've gotten several drops, so value. But that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Hopefully you will be back for 8:30 to see Not Today go up against eHug for our final match of the night. Of course, we will be playing 3 more games tomorrow night as well for the remainder of Group C. And then we've got Group D to deal with afterwards as well. So hopefully you will stick around till 8:30 for the start of that match. And I guess we'll see you then. Thanks for watching, guys.